The Poet's Perspective podcast is brought to you by Urban Grind Coffee House. What better way than to start your day by grabbing life by the beans? Coffee beans, that is. Visit urbangrindatlanta.com to get coffee delivered right to your doorstep, and be sure to use the discount code POETRY to save 15% on your next pound of coffee. And if you'd like to be a part of the culture and represent the eclectic vibe and positive energy that Urban Grind has to offer, you can choose from our selection of brand new Urban Grind apparel. And if you're in the Atlanta area, make sure you visit Urban Grind for their selection of specialty coffees, sandwiches, and pastries while you get your studying done, working on that $1 million idea, or just meeting up with friends. Urban Grind Coffee House. Keep grinding.
Hey, what's going on, boss?
Yo, what's good, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm chilling like a villain, big dog. You good?
Man, I'm good, man. I can't complain, man. I'm healthy, the family good, so, and we here.
All right.
So I can't complain too much, but yo, shout out to everybody that's joined us. I'm joined by the Silent Poet. That's our feature this evening. So I call this part of the show the Poet's Perspective. So I'm grateful to have this brother here. So I stopped kind of doing formal introductions. I'll leave that to you, but I just want to let people know. So I met you for the first time, I think in Chattanooga, actually, when we were performing at the Cigar Bar.
Yep.
I think that was the first time I seen you, and you did an erotic piece. And normally when I hear people do erotic pieces, I'm like, okay, this man just trying to, do some poem to get some pussy, whatever. I've seen this before. But after that, I followed you and I've been following your movement. But you do this for real. Like, you're a poet for real. It's not like, because I hear some erotic poets and they just be saying like the craziest stuff to get a reaction from the crowd. But I heard Silent Poet. I still hear the poetry. I still hear the elements of poetry. And then, I've heard other poems other than erotic poetry. So, you can still step out of that lane when you need to. So that's my experience. But Silent Poet, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people who might not be familiar.
Well, I'm the Silent Poet. Everyone knows me. I like to keep it short and sweet. The only time I go long is when I go deep. Not only am I a poet, I'm also an author. So my book is on Amazon, A Poet, A Minor Word. That's actually the real reason I stepped out of my comfort zone and started doing spoken words, just to bring some awareness to my book, actually. And then I kind of fell in love with it. I'm not going to lie, because it's nice being up there and it's nice, kind of pleasing the crowd, but in a nutshell, I'm just a normal, simple guy living a normal, wonderful life that loves to write some dirty stuff. So unless you read the book.
So you were writing poetry before you were performing.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I used to write poetry when I was young to get girls.
Okay, yeah, that's how we all start. That's how we all start.
But it's always been like a hidden hobby. So I used to just write it and put it down. Okay. And then once people started reading them and started being like, wow, these are good, that's when I started sharing them and started to create my book.
Okay, that's what's up. And we're going to get into all that a little bit more. So how it works normally, the poet, usually people do, about 3 poems is pretty standard, but I mean, you can do whatever's in your heart. And yeah, you go ahead and have the floor for now. And then we'll get into a little conversation after.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone for coming again. Thank you for hosting. I appreciate the spotlight. Again, I'm the Silent Poet. No big introduction. I like to keep it short and sweet. The only time I go long is when I go deep. All right. This is my angel poems. I'm gonna hit you hard right off the bat. Okay.
Yeah, we with you.
I met an angel who took my dick places God don't go. The devil haven't seen and the reaper don't know. On my way to heaven, I stopped in the middle, pulled her panties to the left and played her like a fiddle. I had to traumatize her clit just to solve this riddle of how to make her pussy spit. Compound moans upon screams. I rotated around her clit like a gymnast on the balance beam. Her juicy angel started leaking, coming out like heaven's cream. At this point, I said less. Was she an angel? Because she wore a white dress. I met an angel who sucked my dick with her devil's tongue. She made me scream before she was done. Muzzle my tip, then clean my shaft, cuddle my balls and licked my ass. Came back around to finish the job. With a tasty mouth, she swallowed my knob. In the back of her throat and past her tonsils, my dick got lodged on a crazy angle. What happened next? I can't explain. Multiple succulation was fucking insane. Yes, you heard right. She succulated my dick. I made up a word cause I can't explain it. All I know is whatever she missed, she's doubling back and swallowing it. Her devil's tongue, clearly the best. Was she still an angel in a white dress? I met an angel who slayed my dick with her reaper's grip. Still with the devilish look without the holy book, she came to collect the debt with her juicy hook. She rolled reverse cowgirl so I could see her ass. Leaned over, grabbed my ankle, said my first job is the last. She thought I was coach, but I'm stroking first class. I thrusted upward while spreading her ass. Her waistline cut like a deadly storm. Her torrential downpour was far from norm. In the sexual weather, I responded with thunder. She started calling me Stevie, the way I made her pussy wonder. Being a force of nature, this was far from over. She grabbed my legs and did a split to reposition her killing grip. With the arch in her back, this angel had mad tricks, taking me to duress. Blue smoke in my lungs gave me back my last breath. Then she smiled and gave a grin like she knew I was giving in. Never saw these demons looking out my angel eyes, who turned out to be the devil in a red dress in disguise. Angel, silent poet in the building. All right,
Hey,
that's my
hey, for everybody that wasn't ready, you better get ready now. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Go ahead, you got it, bro.
You know, it only gets worse. So
Hey, man, the people loving it, man. The people loving it.
I appreciate the love. So I'm gonna hit you with my new piece now. I kind of like this piece. It was a challenge to one of my friends to write this piece. So this is called Stranger. We met like strangers. Her hazel eyes blinked with authority. A spike heartbeat registered. Danger. I'm not a thief in the night, but I also wasn't born in a manger. Handcuff your hands behind you. Whisper in your ears, I'm going to abuse you. I mean amuse you. A real killer keeps his poise. Stuffs a gag ball in your mouth just to silence the noise. Drop you to your knees, lean you forward like you're falling, dicking you over the edge to a point where your breath is stalling. Mouth still gag with 4 screams, unable to decipher your calling. Let me suffocate your thoughts, compelling your mind to bubble. Yes, they call me silent, but my middle name is Trouble. My sex game can be mean. Baby, I'm not Brazilian, but I'm known to wax that pussy clean. Like my man Freddy Krueger, I'll have you coming in your dreams. Wake up to my silent stroke. 1 minute I'm in your pussy, the next second I'm in your throat. Thick enough to stuff your mouth, long enough to make you choke. Then comes my doctor visit. This is no trick, it's all treat. Perplexed about what I'm doing to you, so you go down to examine my meats. It feels too good to be true, wondering what else can this dick do. It can graze you slow to wrinkle your sheets, sex you through the night like I'm running the streets, then lullaby your kitty to put you to sleep. As born in light, I'm up for a fight. The hours you slept should bring your pussy back tight. Watched her jiggle their ass on the bed, like she wanted to see me beg. Then she played possum with her legs open and spread, levitating above her frame like a black python's head. My serpent strikes them in the gaping gag. I knew she wasn't dead. With desire and purpose, she flung her hair to the back. This is not my first rodeo. I knew to react, so I latched onto them dreads. Her eyes locked to the ceiling. Every stroke was no joke. Every feeling had meaning. This pussy is now mine to tame. Today's back shot was not the same. Pounding her walls like a severe migraine. Her pushback game, masterly inhumane. So I opened my stride, silent poet, the great Dane. Her squeaky bed frame couldn't drown out my name. As she shaked and quivered, I knew she just came. But what she didn't know, it was mutually the same. And if you were next door, you now know my name. Silent poet again in the building.
Hey.
That's Stranger. So, all right, I got one more for you, all right? I'm gonna hit you with one of those.
We with you.
All right, this is what I like. This is when I came out the gates, okay? I'm a rider and a pleaser. When it comes to sex, I'm a go-getter. And if you're the champ, I'm gonna make it better. Tonight, I'm gonna put you to work. I'm old school, baby. I don't need you to twerk. Strap your panties around my neck and strangle me. I'm gonna gallop like a bull. Your job is to tame me. Ride this black stallion. Fuck me like you own me. I wanna feel you clamp down and lock me in. Lean all the way back. Let your pelvic bone pull my skin. I'm not afraid of a little pain. Tease my head till I call your name, making my body tremble. I wanna feel you bubbling in my vein. So ride me until your juices splash. I'm gonna season your pussy like I'm Mr. Dash. Before I eat it, I smell it. Before I swallow, I goggle. I need to taste all flavors before I go full throttle. Does it taste like pineapple in a can, or is it pussy in a bottle? Put your pussy on the plate. With a taste bud like mine's, I'll tell you what you ate. And if you go buck wild, then I'm wild and bucking. She grabbed my head with both hands, now she got me face fucking. Fluids all in my nose, I swear I was drowning. I had to come up for air. She violated me, but I didn't care. See, I'm a pleaser, and with my dying breath and down on my knees, I tongue cleaned her pussy lips and I never once sneezed. I swallowed what I could because her juices taste good. Heavy vibration on the clit, creating that pressure till it hurts. Her G-spot is on fire. I'm gonna make her squirt. Silent Poets in the building. That's what I like.
Hey.
That's how I roll, boss.
Hey man, that's what I'm talking about, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yo man,
Thank you.
so you call yourself Silent Poet, but obviously your style and your poetry is everything but silent. So tell me where the name came from.
All right. The name is simple. Remember, nobody knew I was a poet. I used to just write. It was a hobby, and I used to put my poets down. So when I created my page, I was a silent poet because nobody knew I was a poet. That's all.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So what gave you, I guess, the courage to start getting on stage and deciding you wanted to, take these words from the page and make them real life.
All right. Well, I've always liked spoken words, but it was just never. I always saw it in the movies.
Yeah.
But once I wrote and published my book, a lot of people was telling me, hey, you need to go out and kind of spread the word. So that was my whole point of doing spoken words. Now, how I got to erotic? Because they say sex sells. My book is very versatile. It hits you from all angles. But, when I do my spoken words, my mentality was, I want to be remembered. And how I speak, that's just how it came out. I mean,
Okay.
I honestly did not plan, to be so harsh, but it's just how it came out. That's what I know, and I could only be me.
So have you ever been, because I mean, well, first off, did you start out in Atlanta as far as getting out and speaking and performing? Did you start that in
I
Atlanta?
did.
Okay.
I did. Man, I started at a few spots. I just did Google, and I was just going there and say, hey, can I jump on the mic? And I used to just recite it, and I just went from spot to spot until I found my crowd.
So there's all type of till you find your crowd. That's key. Because there's all type of kind of poetry scenes in Atlanta. You have like places you go, there might be more conscious poets. Places you go, it might
Mhm.
be like erotic poetry, and then there's like a mix in between. So have you ever been in a situation where you were doing erotic poetry, but I guess no one was expecting it, or it kind of blindsided the audience?
Um, that's a good question. Um, Almost every time they're not expecting me because when I go to the open mics, the majority of the poets, they speak, about life, about struggle, about everything beautiful, about their own personal experience, and then I come with this and just smack them, smack the other cheek. So yes, I have to admit, one of my little road dogs that normally go with me, he always give me the courage. He's like, yo, they're either gonna love you or they're gonna hate you, but we're gonna
Right.
spit this shit no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So I spit what I know, and fortunately, the crowd was very receptive, shocked but receptive.
So how does that make you feel when you on stage and you spit and you done heard everybody come up and talk about the black struggle and all this, and you come up here and you spit yours and you see the faces of the crowd. How does that make you feel?
Um, I'm happy because I like being different, and I like being unique.
Yeah.
So one thing I tell everyone, whether it's through poetry or just life, man, just be yourself.
Right, right.
Whatever it is, if you can't love yourself, ain't nobody else gonna love you, man. So hey,
Exactly.
you can't please everybody. But if I come out pleasing one person, yo, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I did my job.
Amen. But that's what's up though, because as poets, as artists, as writers, that's what we should be striving for to find our voice. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of the times when we get into this, we try to, when we're not when we haven't mastered our craft yet, we try to, emulate other people and try to come off. But exactly what you're doing, man, is what we should all strive for to find our voice and be comfortable in speaking our truth. And that's probably my favorite part about your poetry, man, is that you spit your truth regardless. Like you said, everybody ain't for everybody, but the ones that's for you is for you.
Exactly.
But a lot of
Um,
it's a lot of poets and just artists in general are not willing to take that path. Everybody wants to kind of like have something for everybody, and that's not always the case.
yeah, that's that's not me.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I always come with what I know. Because a lot of since you say speak your truth, there's always like maybe one or two lines in my poetry that are true, and I build from it. Then the poetic talent builds and formulate the whole rest of the story.
okay.
So it's what I know, big dog, and they'll be, where you come up with this stuff, man. I lived a little, and I do have some crazy friends and
That
my
helps.
mind
That helps.
my mind is warped. So anything that I'm talking, you can be talking about the Bible, I would turn that thing sexual. That's how warped my mind is. Okay? So that's my flaw that I use as my talent.
Hey man, that's what's up, man. So let's stay there a little bit. Let's talk about your process as far as writing and coming up with these ideas. Or so do they just happen in like conversation, or do you have a thought first and then conversation fuels it, or how does it work most of the time? If there
Um
is a
the ma-
process.
the majority, I actually listen a lot of music, and I listen a lot of slow jams.
Okay,
All right,
we
so
talking about like 90s R&B or where we at?
oh yeah, yeah. I'm a grown ass man, big dog.
Okay,
You know
okay,
what I'm saying?
I feel that. I
that
feel
that's
that.
my time.
Okay.
So I'm all 90s. I even go back because I grew up with older people. I go
Okay.
back to 80s and 70s.
Okay. Hey,
But
that's the
even if
foundation anyways.
exactly, so any little thing, like I said, my mind changes it, and I get a
Mm,
lot of my inspiration from that. And it may just be one line, and I'll build from that. And a lot of times it comes from conversation. For example, my angel piece, I was talking to one of my friends, and he said, the first time I heard one of your poems, I knew it was going to take me places God don't go. That's how
mm,
I developed that poem, from
wow.
that one statement. And I was like, what did you say? He was like, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Your shit is raw. I was like, okay, but let me write that down.
Right, right.
So that's most of my motivation is from music and conversation.
Okay, okay. I can see that. Like I said, man, especially as far as slow jams, which I feel like it's kind of a lost art nowadays. It's actually it's refreshing, man, to hear you spit in such a raw way, and to have that foundation of like R&B type. That's pretty refreshing, man. That's pretty
Thank
refreshing.
you.
So so I seen you, like I said, I met you like out when we were actually like out performing. But I've seen you, man, since this pandemic hit. It seems like you ramped up. Like when I was having a conversation with I believe Kiss the Poet who was on here, I was talking to him about like how there's some poets when the pandemic hit, I seen them kind of fall off, haven't really heard from them or see them put out anything. But man, it seems like when the pandemic hit and people were doing more things online, bro, you picked up the ball and just started running with it like you didn't miss a beat. I done seen you feature just about damn near every day. You know what I'm saying? So talk about being able to make that transition as far as was it something that you did actively or just something that just kind of came naturally?
It kind of came naturally. I'm not camera shy, but at first I was technology limited, you know.
Okay,
So I
yeah,
had to
yeah.
learn how to use this IG. That's the only thing that scared me. I was like, man, I don't know how to do this IG, especially this live stuff. But
Right.
again, I saw other poets doing it, and I was like, wow, this is just like being in front of an audience. And again, I don't have to go anywhere. Just gotta have a
Right.
shirt and a hat and go ahead and spread this venom. So
Right.
it kind of came naturally. I was home. I mean, everyone was home quarantined. So I was on IG, just kind of thinking of different ways to kind of just stay relevant. And
Hmm.
this was the best platform. And once you met one poet, then it just kind of snowballed because they know someone, and then I can see who's on different lives, and I just jump on it, and you know what I'm saying, spread the venom.
Right, right. So when it comes to you spitting on these different platforms, do you ever give cause I don't think I've really heard you do you ever give like a disclaimer like, all right, y'all, this is about to be that shit, or you just go with it?
Nope, I just go in full throttle. Um, and again, I didn't plan it, but because of my name, they're expecting something totally different. You know, they
Yeah,
expect me to go talk about the stars and the flowers. Oh,
yeah.
silent poet, what a nice guy. And then I'm coming with this, yeah, yeah. So um, it's the shock value. It wasn't planned, but it's just how it unfolded. So yeah, no disclaimer. The closest disclaimer you have is my slogan, and I like to keep it short and sweet. The only time I go long is when I go deep. You know? You'd be like, oh.
I feel that, man. Yeah, I like that, man. Catch their ass off guard, man. Damn your
Yep.
expectations. So yeah, I like that, man. But talk a little bit, talk a little bit about your book, how that came about, and what people can expect when they get a copy.
All right. So again, my book, this is the only way you can get to know me because spoken word is just going to show one side of me. All
Okay.
right. This book spans over 20 years because I've been writing ever since I was 13.
Mm.
Right. So the first two poem in it, the title is a date. That's it. That's how long it is. I think it's like 1989 or something like that. But anyway, the book, you can see me grow through reading the book because over the years I've kind of honed my talent and kind of learned different styles. I have all different styles of poetry in here, from riddles to sonic to just free writing to everything. Some very romantic poems, angry poems that you'll never expect. Uh, is all in here. So the book really takes you on a journey from a child to a man that's kind of been kind of mastering his craft along the way. So
Got
yeah,
you.
I hit you from all angles. Amazon, a poet of mine, a word. Um, my name is Errol Smart, so that's what you'll see on it. E Smart the poet.
Okay. So what got you into why poetry? Why that medium? Was that just something that just came to you, or why poetry?
Something that it just came naturally. I've always been able to express my feelings in a beautiful way through my words. And like I said, I started off, instead of writing little notes to chicks, I used to write poems.
Hmm.
And then, I just kept it up. Like when I'm bored, like I said, I'll still have that thought. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'll just reel off a whole verse and I'll put it down and I'll come back and write another verse. It could be the next day, it could be the next week, it could be the next month. I didn't rush it when I was young. I just took my time and let it come to me.
That's
So
smart. That's smart.
Hmm.
Hey man, yeah. So shout out to all the dudes, man, that write poetry for chicks. Shit, that's how I got that's how I got my wife. So I get it. I get it. But yo, man, I gotta ask you, man, the way you present yourself, the way you present your poetry, I imagine a lot of chicks probably throw their jaws at you after they hear what you have to say. Is this true?
Nah,
Is this
hey,
true?
no, I run out the door, big dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay.
Oh, you
Hey,
probably have to. You probably
I,
have to.
I've had a few whispers in the ears, but I just take it as a compliment and keep it moving because I got the family at home. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, I got the family at home, so I'm always going home, big dog. So when
Hey,
you see
that's.
me disappear,
I
I'm
get it.
gone.
I get it. I ain't gonna ask no questions. I get it. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So if there, you said when people hear you spoken word, they get one side of you. So if it's one thing that you want people to know about Silent Poet, what would that be?
Um, a lot of people don't believe I'm a family man. Because of how it's spit, they're like, yo, this guy's crazy. This guy's a sex addict. Well, I am a sex addict, but you
but
know,
I imagine it's controlled now. It's
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Okay.
The family keeps me grounded. You know.
That's
So,
what's up.
but yeah,
That's what's
I
up.
I am a family man. I'm still, even though my voice is loud, I'm a very quiet and reserved person. So, like when I'm in the building, you won't know because I'm always just chilling in the corner. The only time you're
Gotcha.
gonna hear me is when I step on the stage. You're not gonna know. So that's just how I am. Quiet family man, yo, with a loud voice. Kind of ironic, right?
Hey man, but that's what's up though. I appreciate the versatility. I appreciate the fact that you're able to play both of those arenas, man. That's a skill in itself.
Thank you very much.
You know
Yes,
what
it
I'm
is,
saying?
man.
So
You gotta have balance. You gotta have
absolutely.
balance.
Absolutely. So Silent Poet, man, I don't have anything else for the people, but I seen some people were asking where they could find the book. So if you can tell the people, man, where they can find your book, any final words for the people, if you will.
Okay. Again, thank you again for having me. My book is on Amazon, Prime exclusively right now. Called A Poet, A Mind, A Word. If you go and search Errol Smart, ERROL SMART, it'll pop up. And it's a red and black cover. And by the way, I did everything myself. The only thing I didn't do is just edit in for grammar. But the artwork, this is actually me on the cover. I designed the cover. I designed all the illustration inside all by myself. So I have a creative side, an artistic side where I can draw and all that good stuff too. But I mean, I appreciate your support. The book it's actually a very good read because it's, like I said, it's very versatile. Um, and I share this with you real quick. The reason why I started to share my poetry is because a friend of mine read one and she said, oh my God, this answered a question that I've been struggling with. That's the sole
Wow.
reason why I started to share my poetry, because it doesn't matter what you're talking about. There's going to be someone out there that needs to hear it or can relate to it, and
Absolutely.
it helps them through a specific situation.
Absolutely,
But
man. That's powerful, man. That's a powerful way to get started. Knowing you touch somebody, that's good validation right there to keep your ass writing.
yeah,
Yeah. Hey, man. So
yes, it is.
silent poet, man. I appreciate you coming on here, sharing your perspective with us, sharing your words, and hopefully, man, when all this is over, we get back out here, man. I can see you, man, and dap you up, and we can be out here
Oh,
congregating like we're supposed to be.
for sure, for sure. And again, thank you and thank everybody in the comments for all the love. And thanks for having this platform. Keep up the good work, man.
I appreciate you, man. Silent poet, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out, bro.
Silent Poet in the building. Peace out.